Hello, welcome to the Tasty Fingers channel. Today we're having a real competition between healthy and not so healthy burgers. But is it even possible to make a diet burger? So let's get cooking. That's why today our table is divided into two parts. One side for healthy ingredients and the other for regular burger ingredients. As for the regular side, you haven't seen a recipe like this on this channel before. For the healthy burger, we will even be using buns that were baked in a wood-fire oven. We'll start cooking with the not-so-healthy burger, which will be calorie-rich. First, we need to slice 4 or even 5 red onions into half moons. We also need to prepare 30 grams of sugar, 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, and at least 1 tablespoon of salt for that amount of onions. In a preheated skillet, add about 50 grams of butter and immediately add the onions. The onions need to be sauteed until they become translucent. Once the onions have sauteed a bit, add the salt. Don't forget to stir constantly. When the onions are a bit translucent, you can add the sugar. Once everything is mixed, add the balsamic vinegar. Meanwhile, let's peel the potatoes. By the way, 1 potato will be enough for 1 burger. Grate the peeled potato using a coarse grater. Now, we need to rinse the grated potatoes to remove the starch. Once we've rinsed the potatoes, we need to drain them. Pour boiling water over the rinsed, grated potatoes and let them sit there for no less than 3 minutes. After that, drain again. Allow the potatoes to cool a bit. Add a couple of tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper to that amount of potatoes. Mix everything well. Then we start to form the patty. A cooking ring makes this step very convenient. You can adjust the future patty from the top as needed. And here we have a hash brown. Essentially, this is an American version of a potato pancake. For convenience, it's a good idea to freeze it in a bit. And in the meantime, let's move on to the slicing the vegetables. Slice the tomatoes into rings. We can move on to forming the patties. We are going to use ground beef, adding a teaspoon each of salt and pepper to it. These proportions are for 250 grams of meat. Now mix the meat thoroughly. You can also give a little pounding to help it combine. This amount of meat will be enough for 2 patties, so we divide it into 2 small balls. Done. Now we will form the patties. For ease, you can grease the patty press with olive oil. Place a ball in the press and press it down. Since the diameter of our press is smaller compared to the diameter of the buns, we also press the patties down without the press to make them slightly larger than the buns. Repeat the same steps with the second meatball. And now we get beautiful looking burger patties. Pour a full bottle of oil into a small pot and heat the oil. Once the oil is heated to 180 degrees Celsius or about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, carefully add the frozen hash brown. Fry it until golden brown. Place the hash brown on a paper towel and in the meantime let's prepare the buns. Fortunately, they are already sliced. We'll be cooking this burger on the grill, but of course you can substitute that with a skillet. Grease the buns with butter. At the same time, place the buns sliced side down for about 20 seconds. Cook until golden. And notice how they shrink slightly in diameter. We're placing 3 slices of cheese on each side of the patty. Now we place a cheese ring on the griddle and crack an egg into it. The egg should be fried until it's just underdone. While the egg is frying, we can take the patties off the heat. We slice them thinly, and finally we have everything ready to assemble this burger. Honestly, I want to say that this burger is going to be huge. First, we spread barbecue sauce on the bottom half of the bun. Now we add the caramelized onion spread. we distribute it evenly over the surface of the bun. Now we take the first patty and place it on top of the onions. For freshness, we can add a lettuce leaf. On the lettuce, we place a hash brown. We spread barbecue sauce on it, and on the top of that, we add the sliced pickles. Then we place the second patty on top. And finally, the fried egg on the top of the tomatoes. Just look at the masterpiece we've created. This burger weighs almost 700 grams. And honestly, it doesn't even make sense to count how many calories are in it. By the way, this burger is so substantial that it's enough to satisfy 2 people. Well, Vadim takes the first bite. I can already see that he's really enjoying it. This is truly a very delicious and juicy burger. Thanks to Arthur, we got everything we needed for a healthy burger, or as we can call it, a diet burger. We might even call it a veggie burger. First, let's prepare the sauce. For this, we need 3 tablespoons of low-fat yogurt, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. We cut a lemon in half and squeeze 1 tablespoon of juice into it. We also add the minced garlic clove, a small pinch of salt, and a similar pinch of ground black pepper. Then we mix everything thoroughly. We taste it, and the flavor is indeed intriguing. Now we need a small pot, which we fill with water, placing something like a steamer on top. We put the pot on the stove. While the water is heating, we prepare the patties. We add a bit of salt and pepper to the minced meat and mix everything well. This mixture can also be slightly pounded. We weigh the mince and divide it into 2 balls. The process of cooking the patties is identical to the first burger, except this time we won't fry them. They will be steamed instead. This takes about 20 minutes. We also steam the second patty. During this time we prepare spinach and chop the vegetables. For this burger we need to slice red tomatoes, red onion, avocado and sweet pepper. These buns were baked in a wood-fired oven, and they are lower in calories compared to brioche buns. We split the bun in half and toast it in a dry skillet. It's ready, and now it's time to assemble the diet burger. Honestly, I didn't even expect it to be larger than the first burger. On the bottom half of the bun, we spread the prepared sauce. On the top of the sauce goes the steamed patty. And to make it juicier, we add a few slices of tomato. We add avocado and onion next. Then the second patty. On the top of the patty, we layer the sliced sweet pepper. For extra juiciness, we can add a bit more sauce. Then we add a layer of spinach. And by now, you probably understand that spinach and chicken make a great pairing. On the top of the spinach, we add a bit more onion. And we also spread sauce on the top half of the bun. The diet burger is ready. Just look at this giant. It's nearly 6 inches tall. Now it's time to taste it and compare the flavor with the not-so-healthy burger. Cutting it in half and tasting. We cut it in half and take a look at how it looks inside. Now it's time to taste. Of course, if you are used to regular burgers, you might not enjoy this one as much. For those who eat healthy foods, this burger will be a true find. We really hope you enjoyed this video. Please support us with a like and subscribe to our channel. There is always something delicious here. That's all for now. Goodbye.